All right, greetings. So, turn up the video speed. If I didn't have enough motivation to turn this place into a long-term rental, getting that bill in the mail the other day, it's one more reminder of why I need to go back to being a trucker slash van life drifter thing. Yeah, where am I going with this? It's Freedom Phil. Like and subscribe, and let's get into it. Always turn up the video speed. It's like this. People have said, well, do you really like living in a van? Yes, yes. For instance, right now it's about spud cellar temperature in here, so 48 to 50 degrees. Outside of my van, because it's a midnight blue metal van, it's about 70 to 80, and it's only 35 degrees outside. This house stays cool during the summer, by the way. Got a big giant hole to the underworld over here, so we get kind of geothermal temperature of 50 to 60. It's nice in that respect during the summer, but during the winter, it's kind of iffy. You're like, it's not horrible, but you think about it and you're like, I got to pay to keep this place from imploding. And I'll admit, I went a little glutton on the heat the other day. You know, went to Walmart, got more fries and more nuggets. So I'm like drinking, having some drinks. I'm like, I want some nuggies. So, you run the air fryer that uses more electricity and you're sitting there hanging out. You're like, I'm turning the heat up tonight, up to 60. So for however many hours that evening, I had the heat up, and I'd done this a number of times last month. So I'm not even surprised at the $10 higher on the bill. So $93 instead of 82 the other month. But do I want to pay that? Do I ever really want to pay that? Now, when I'm a van life trucker thing, van life, I'm out in the middle of nowhere and during the day in the wasteland, sun comes up, van's nice, well heated. If it was stupidly cold, I wouldn't be there. If it was, adaptions I could do, I could put in a diesel bunk heater into the van. And so out in the middle of nowhere, the same things I'd be doing here, which is, kicking back, playing video games, Nintendo Switch, DS, whatever, I would be doing in the wasteland, sitting, at night, just getting your bags, bundle up, and then watch H&I, the 5 hours of Star Trek, while you're sitting there playing some classic video game that you love on your Switch, or maybe a modern one. Hey, there's some good stuff coming out here and there. So, yeah, from my perspective, what do I really get for living in the house that I don't already have doing van life? Now, I know some people would say, well, what about a normal shower or something situation? Look, man, when I look at things, I look at from more rendered down utilitarian level. I get a bucket of water, just take a bath wherever I'm at. Or I just go down to the river and I'll be standing in a river like, I love to go swimming with bow-legged women and swim between their legs and swim between their legs. Yeah, I would be right there just bathing. Cows looking over. Murr. It's part of the reason I used to call that place Big Moo Beach. There's big-ass, huge feral cattle. I'm like, what do you mean feral? That's Bundy's cattle. It turns out I was actually living on the kind of Bundy area. And I'm all like, and I ain't got a problem with him. I mean, I look around and I'm like, it's just wasteland. These cows aren't hurting anything. But yeah, no problems, no issues. And when it gets too hot in the wasteland, you go up in elevation. When it gets too cold, you go down in elevation. Now, what about trucking? What's trucking like? Basically, a free apartment on wheels, no utilities, no problems, no anything. All the same stuff I would do in van life, except for I get free showers because I fuel up at the truck stops. I actually get points that I can use to pay for food and all sorts of other stuff. I mean, at one point, I was kind of subsidizing my food bill. I was buying like Johnsonville brats and other stuff at the Love's truck stop. So I'd pay for it just with the points that they gave me for free because I was getting 5 times the points for some weird reason. I hit diamond status in record time because when I truck, I'm really moving. I'm hauling ass and making cash. So making the money. Showering, you get free showers every time you fuel up. As far as lifestyle, wake up in random locations, grab the doggo, and get like, hey, let's go walk somewhere. Let's go walk through part of Nebraska. Let's go walking through some part of the Appalachians. Let's go walk here. Let's go walk there. Oh, look, there's the ocean. There's a beautiful lake. You know, it's kind of a hard argument to say, man, you have it so much better living in your house. No, no, not really. And part of this might be that most of my adult life, I've lived weird in some way. I lived in the woods for 4 years in my early 20s. I did van life before it was a popular thing to pay off this house when I was a garbage man. And when I was trucking for like 9 to 10 years, oh, I've been everywhere, seen everything. So you come back to the house, and you guys ever hear that song? They used it on South Park. And it was that one with the little owl where it's like, I love the singer about the Moona and the Juna and the Springer. I love the singer. And it's like, then you hear that's the sad song. Living in a normal situation for me is kind of like the sad song, as where being a kind of nomadic, ridiculous drifter is like, yeah, let's have a good time. And look, is every day perfect in sunshine? No. But my outlook has been for a long time, you only really got one life to live. Why not go have fun with it while you're there? Especially like in my case, I'm not having kids. I don't want to deal with a wife. I don't want to deal with any of that. So if you're not out enjoying your life as much as you can, having fun, why are you around? What are you doing it for? And I see so many people. I think this is part of the key to people dying. I mean, it's like they work so hard. I remember when I was paying off this house, you work so hard towards that objective, and when you achieve it, you're like, now what? And then a lot of people, they get to that thing when it comes to like old age, where they got their social security check, they've got their paid off house, and then what? They just, try to make sure they don't spend too much, play it safe, do this. But what type of life is that? And I got to be real. You watch some of those channels, like what is it, Cheap RV Living with Bob, and he does interviews with these people. You run into these people. They're like, well, yeah, I lived in Portland, or yeah, I lived in this place. And you look at some of their vans, and they look better than a lot of people's houses. And they're like, yeah, I travel, I'm seeing things, and I'm saving money. Actually, I wouldn't have had enough money to live where I was before, let alone be able to afford food. But now I actually have extra money, and I've been able to do a little bit of investing, and I'm really enjoying my life. One lady was like, she's like, I've lost 40 pounds. And I'm like, you love hearing that because they're actually living. But I get what I do isn't for everybody, but it's for me. And I got to be real. Just like you're the only one that really matters for whatever decisions you do, I'm the only one that really matters for me. So I don't know. Freedom Phil, like, subscribe. Power bills suck. I don't like paying electric bills. I don't like paying water bills. Part of the reason when I'm a drifter, I can live for less than $5,000 a year. And by the way, somebody asked this question, so I thought I'd answer it. They're like, well, what do you do about health insurance? At the time, I didn't have any. Like right now, I don't. But when I go back to trucking, I'll have health insurance through the company. And, so ironically, as I used to get free health insurance through the companies, now everybody's charging for it. So as for my bills were only about, at the most minimal level, about $2,500 a year. Not 5,000. I just went 5,000 because let's party a little. Now with health insurance, it'll probably be about 5,000 a year. But that's pretty good for making like anywhere from 90 to 100K. So I don't know. Yeah. Just saying. Don't buy the house. Don't settle down until you're absolutely done doing everything. And that's, if there's any one regret I could say, is that I did the normal thing. I listened to everybody around me. I bought the house. I power paid it off. I won the game. And now at the top of the mountain, I sit bored as hell. And that's part of the reason I'm going to go back to being a drifter, because that's the life I love to live. So, Freedom Phil, y'all have a great day. Take it easy. And hey, always turn up the video speed, because remember, whatever speed I'm talking at, you have the mind that can actually absorb knowledge far faster than I could ever say it. Y'all have a great day.